live stream. What's up with it? What's up with it? Hit that like button if you're jumping on in here. It's your boy, Big Cal, man, representing the 704 all the way to the 303, man. We out here in Colorado rocking, man, holding it down with the crown, man. You know how it is. The crown is heavy, but you got to continue to push on. What's up with it? What's up with y'all, man? This content is spectacular. It's beautiful. It is a thing of beauty, man. The topic for today, the video for today, is we focusing a little bit on this situation that's going viral all across the media, all across the globe, man. Peace in the Middle East has been something that's been going on and talked about since I was a wee little lad, man. Peace in the Middle East, man. Israel. Just to be honest with you, like, all the fighting, all the conflict going on in the Middle Eastern country was Israel. I forgot the other city or state. What was it called? Israel, not Palestine. It was yeah. Like I said, we got to get to it. We got to figure this thing out, man. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm all the way abreast of everything that's been going on for the last. I don't know how long this war's been going on. I don't even know how long this holy war's been going on in the Middle East, man. But it's been quite some time. It was apparently some hostages, American hostages, and all type of different situations going on over there. People were being held hostage for multiple sums of time, and man, it's a beautiful thing when you can get things progressed, pushed forward, and all that good stuff, man. So without further ado, we're gonna get into it a little bit. Me personally, I'm interested in learning exactly the goings on of this whole holy war. The Hamas, the Palestine, the this, that, and the third. Israel. I really want to get more into the history of everything that's transpired in the Middle East, man. But this is a beautiful thing, bro. I just want to know what do people think? Are they gonna put some respect on the orange man's name now that he's out here getting some actionable things done, or what's going on, man? What's up with it?
I want to say that today, to see everyone come back gives big closure. I just want all the deceased ones to come back as well. So we will all get our proper closure.
I'm going to live in Be'eri. I'm rebuild my house because the terrorists, they burned 150 houses in Be'eri. So I want to tell you thank you. And we're going to rebuild the kibbutz. And we have only one country for us. We have to keep on this land. And we have to keep on this Israel.
Y'all hit that like button if you're tapping in here with True Masculinity Podcast this morning for me. Hit that like button if you're jumping on in here. As I said, I don't claim to know a whole lot about this war that's been transpiring my whole life, basically. My whole life we heard talks about peace in the Middle East and situations like this, things going on in Israel. Me, myself, I would love to delve into the historical aspects. I would love to delve into the historical aspects of this war, man. I wish somebody fill me in, somebody let me know some things about this beautiful situation we got going on here with Trump breaking up this fight and this holy war that's been going on for a while. It's a beautiful situation, man, where you can resolve conflict that many political leaders said would never be solved or would never have any type of leeway or make any headway in getting the peace sorted out between these two countries or this situation. So, man, I just want to know, how do the libs feel right now? What do y'all think? Can we finally put some type of respect on this man's name? Or Alexander, what up? Yeah, I like Trump. He's cool. We rocking with him. We supporting this country for one, man. Hit that like button. We definitely gonna support this country for one. That's what we're gonna do. That's what TNP gonna do. You understand? Especially people that stand for something. We're gonna put some respect on Trump's name out here. He's out here getting things done, bro. Let's see if we can find some more.
Amen to that.
Just as the war between Israel and Hamas was entering a third year, President Trump announced on social media tonight that both Israel and Hamas have agreed to the first phase of his peace plan.
The development comes following talks in Egypt, brokered by the United States, Egypt, and Qatar.
Dozens of Israeli hostages, dead and alive, taken by Hamas on October 7, 2023, will be released soon, according to the president.
Israel will withdraw its troops to an agreed-upon area.
We have a series of reports here from the Middle East and the White House, beginning with senior White House
Learning you got to speed up this sound a little bit so you don't get that copyright hit. Niggas out here acting like hoes.
correspondent Ed O'Keefe. So, Ed, what do we know tonight?
Well, we got an inkling that there might be an announcement earlier today, and it came in the form of that social media message from the president saying he was proud that Israel and Hamas have agreed to the first phase of our peace plan. It means all the hostages will be released, he said, very soon, and Israel will withdraw their troops to an agreed-upon line as the first steps towards a strong, durable, and everlasting peace. All parties will be treated fairly. He called it a great day for the Arab and Muslim world, Israel, all surrounding nations, and the United States of America, and ends by saying, blessed are the peacemakers. The president's personal Middle East envoy, Steve Witkoff, and the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, who has strong personal ties to many Arab leaders in the region, are in Egypt for these talks. And the president said earlier today he would likely visit the region this weekend to mark the resolution, or at least the resolution of the first phase of these talks. When he was asked, he said it would not be contingent first on the release of hostages. And we got a sense that things were coming together quickly this afternoon when he was in a meeting with conservative journalists. Suddenly, the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, entered the room, furiously writing out a note to the president saying, we are very close, and we need you to draft a social media statement so that you can be first to announce there's a deal. He handed the note to the president, who announced shortly thereafter he had to go. The meeting wrapped up.
So, Ed, tell us when this could all come together, actual events starting to take place now that we've got this announcement.
So we know now that the Israeli cabinet is set to approve this deal tomorrow, and at that point, the White House...
Israel and Hamas agreed to first phase of peace plan. Man, this is a beautiful day. Beautiful day, beautiful situation right here, man. Hey, hit that like button if you're jumping on in here. The signs aren't good. National security expert on Hamas is re-emerging. Trump in that speech interrupted by Israel parliamentarian. Trump lands in Israel as hostages released.
President Trump now signing that historic Gaza deal. Let's listen in.
Some were brought in and some were not. And they're working out to find out where those bodies are. It's hard to believe that you even have to say something like that. It's so sad. It's so sad. But what's not sad is that we have finally, after, I guess they say 3,000 years, I've heard from 3,000 years to 500 years, but whatever it is, it's all.
3,000 years to 500-year war, man. That's crazy. That's crazy.
But this was the one, this was the granddaddy of them all. And frankly, I thought this was probably going to be the toughest, and maybe in many ways it was, but we had a lot of good talent. Steve Witkoff, Jared, Marco, Pete, and General Kane was so great. John Ratcliffe was incredible. We had an amazing array of talent, and we were helped by, in particular, the countries represented at this table. I will say, to me, you were fantastic, and your country is unbelievable, and I don't think they give you a fair shake. They talk about you as though you're not a nice person, and you happen to be a nice person. You happen to live in a really tough neighborhood. You're surrounded by everybody, and without you, this wouldn't have happened.
Y'all jumping on in here, hit that like button, man. This is, I just don't get all the flack this man receives when every time he's in office, he does actionable things. You know, I know this doesn't directly affect America, you know, other than, I guess, you know, we have a lot of people that's empathetic, or a lot of immigrants that maybe come from that area or whatnot. But just when we have leaders that's out here doing actionable things globally, man, it's a beautiful thing, man. You know, we would love to have some of this smoke in America. You know, love to have some of this, you know, peace over here. You know, it's a work in progress in America and globally. It's all a work in progress, man.
And I just want to thank you very much. represents Qatar. And he's an amazing leader. And another man who's been a friend of mine for a long time, I don't know what it is. I like the tough people better than I like the soft, easy ones. I don't know what the hell that is. It's a personality problem, I suspect. But this gentleman from a place called Turkey has one of the most powerful armies actually in the world. It's much more powerful than he even lets known. If you look at some of the recent conflicts, he was at the top of them and he was winning them, and he did win them. And he doesn't want any credits. He doesn't want anything. He just wants to be left alone. He's a tough cookie, but he's been my friend. And every time I've ever needed him, he's been there for me. So I just want to thank President Erdogan, Turkey.
Man, these global leaders getting together is, it's a good thing, in my opinion. You got to be able to have some type of outreach with other nations. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to have some type of continuity, or, you know what I'm saying, just an ally. So I rock with it. I definitely do. I rock with it. Like, we haven't really seen too many leaders out here, man, just traveling the globe, going to Russia, going to China. Man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what it is with Trump. Maybe it's his business expertise, but it just seems like he's more welcome as opposed to some of these straight up politicians of yesteryear. You know what I'm saying? Like Biden and all these other folks. It didn't seem like the other leaders really respected them or had the just admiration or respect that a Trump does. North Korea, South Korea, China, Israel. It's across the border. His relationship and his foreign policy and relationship with other countries is something to be respected. For sure. It's definitely something to be respected, man.
Because he is difficult. They called me. They said, "Would you do me a favor? Could you speak to Erdogan?" And I do. And he never fails us, right, General? He never fails. He's amazing. So I just want to thank you for the friendship. It's good. Thank you very much. And then, of course, we have the host tonight. And I just want to thank you very much. It was a reason we chose Egypt, because you were very helpful. And very, very helpful. Everybody wanted to have this, but we really thought it was appropriate. And you are a great leader. You have heard of the crime. You have problems that other countries don't have. And, of course, nothing's perfect. But the job you do is amazing, and I want to thank you. Another one, he's been my friend right from the beginning, during the campaign against crooked Hillary Clinton. Have you heard of her? And we were both downstairs waiting to go up to meet this gentleman who has a place called Egypt, the oldest civilization. They say 6,000 years. China is 5,000 years, but you're actually number one, 6,000 years. Can you believe it? But the oldest, they say, civilization. But so I went up to meet him first, and we like each other so much that she waited for about an hour and a half. And I think your meeting lasted about 2 minutes with her. So I always remembered that. But that was our first meeting. We had great chemistry together. And he's a fantastic man and a fantastic general, by the way. But he's a great president. And I want to thank Egypt and all of your representatives for treating us all so well. We're really representative of a whole group of nations, and they're sitting behind us. And you know most of them. I can tell you this guy's got so much money. They all have so much money. There's more money and power sitting behind us. I love that they're behind us. They've never been sitting behind anybody before. This is a very unique position for them, but they're among the most powerful countries in the world, the richest countries in the world, and there's never been really an assemblage like what we have today. I've never seen it anyway. And I want to thank everybody for being with us. Man, I just solved the war for him. Azerbaijan.
I know all the Democrat detractors and leftist detractors are definitely not going to come to this page today. You know what I'm saying? That's just the reality. They run from accountability. You know what I'm saying? These Democrat leftist detractors, they love to demonize Trump. They love to demonize everything he does. But when he does something that helps the actual American people, it's nothing but a perfect example of identity politics. They don't like the man, so therefore nothing he does they will validate as being positive or helpful, even if it directly affects them. I'm talking about personally in their own lives. It could impact them positively. It's like just the cognitive dissonance will not allow them to give this man credit or any type of love or you know what I'm saying, just a thanks, congratulations, nothing. Just because the fact that he does not agree with how they do ideally, for the most part. He does not, what he represents does not represent this leftist liberal culture, the far extreme leftist Antifa. He just does not represent that. What he represents is, family. When we know that them left people are a bunch of degenerates who do not believe in family, they believe in population control and things like that. Decreasing population, shit like that. So I don't know. It makes perfect sense that the liberals would not dare want to jump on here and have no conversation or try to give this hater rhetoric, today, because How can you argue with somebody that's ending a war that affects so many people? People complain all day talking about Trump did nothing, all these presidents do nothing for all this bloodshed. People literally in America living a peaceful life, be out here protesting and talking about Israel and Palestine and Hamas and all these situations, but they don't have the same smoke for their own country. But they want to throw flack at the president as if he's not doing his due diligence or he's not doing the best job he can to try to intervene with the violence as is going on over there in the Middle East. But it's like when he does something like this, they won't give him credit. Look, I want to look at all these. I'm going to take a look at some of these MSNBCs and different sports, different news platforms and see what are they reacting, what are they saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's see. I really want to see.
Still getting along, right? We fought for 32 years. In about 1 hour, we settled, right? They like each other now, too. That's it. Well, I want to thank everybody for being here. King Lee, she's a very strong ruler. He's doing a great job. So we're actually going to be making a speech after this. So this is just a very important signing. But we're doing the signing, then we're doing the speech, and then I may stay behind with the leaders just to talk about that. Some things without the president. I want to thank the media for you've been so respectful on this. You know the importance of the deal, and I really, it was so pleasant to watch. I was on the plane for quite a while listening to the various newscasts, and they were all fair. They were talking about how incredible this is. This is an incredible day for the world, let alone the Middle East. So I just wanted to thank the media. They really treated it with respect.
Yeah, that's what I'm interested in. Would this also still be a ploy for the media to still try to detract and hate on Trump? Like, how can you do at this point? How can you hate on him? This is one of the main speaking points I've been whining and complaining about, that people like Trump and all these political leaders have not been taking notice of the human rights violations that's going on in these wars. These people shooting off missiles, terrorist missiles, blowing up buildings, things like that, churches, all type of things. And it's like, will he get the same admiration and love now that he's one of the ones who was focal point in getting this peace treaty done and this call to end of arms done? So I don't know. This country is very perplexed, man. It's very confusing. Just to be honest, man, we live in a very confused country, to be honest with you, man. Like, politically, we're just so divided. It's just confusing, to be honest with you. I really don't get it. I really don't get the divisiveness, you know what I'm saying? And everybody just wanting to fight about nothingness. So let's jump around. Shout out to the media for trying to show some love today.
To deliver remarks, let's listen in.
Thank you very much, everybody. It's a great honor. Nice place. Very nice place. Mr. President, Mr. Prime Minister.
Right here, I'm shocked MSNBC is even covering this. Must be hard for them. Like, that is the reality, and it's funny. Just even with the things that I post online, it's like normally you would have all these liberal weirdo think tanks jumping on here, commenting on here, talking shit. But they're nowhere to be found today. They're nowhere to be found. There's no conflict to be had. It's a peaceful, progressive day. This is a day of celebration in some senses, in some, categories of people. This should be a day of celebration. Especially people that come from that hail from that area. Yeah, man. Like, you would think that we could unify as a country. It wouldn't be so much, infighting over politics, identity politics, and just things we really have no control over. But you can just tell we live in a country that's divisive, and we're really very combative as a people. Hit that like button for me jumping in here. And that's basically what I get at. People don't want the right thing to happen. They want to win. And that's the reality. That's really the truth of a lot of folks in America, man. People do not support what is right. They just want to win. They want to be correct. They do not support progress, peace, prosperity, unity. The only thing that they want to do is win ideally. They want to be on top, and they want to dominate the other side. And that is the truth. They love to fight. It is entertaining for the common American to be politically divided, in my opinion. I feel like it's something that is a form of entertainment, kind of like pro wrestling or NFL or NBA or competitive sports. It's kind of that level, on that same level of, like, it gives me a Tom and Jerry sort of effect of someone to chase, like cat and mouse. That's what I feel like politics and politics has turned into America. It gives the lower people a feeling as if they have some type of control. Once again, I feel like it's a competition factor that's embedded in politics, American politics for sure. And I feel like that is just the most disgusting, degenerate thing that we can do as a nation, is to be not fight for this nation, not fight for global unity, not fight for the positives of life, but to fight to be right. And I feel like that is one of the curses that this nation has upon it right now, is political divisiveness, straight up political divisiveness. So that's something where we got to heal. We got to heal that as a nation, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't matter about the red, the blue. You know what I'm saying? Conservative, liberal, independent. Whatever you want to call it, whatever political affiliation you are. We're all Americans, and being on a different side of the margin does not help us out. None. It doesn't. If we cannot come to a agreement of sorts and put down the political violence and all the divisiveness, this country is going to hell. Like, period. Like, if we can't accept good from either side, if we're going to be intellectually dishonest, how is that going to? That's going to ruin this country. That is going to straight up ruin this country, this beautiful nation that we in. When we let our political affiliation, blood versus Crips, as I said, political blood versus Crips, man, blue and red, we let that divide us from progression. Well, we would rather fight than actually see a utopian, beautiful society of America thriving, in a thriving country, a thriving nation, a thriving globe, where we can, get involved in international affairs at times. But if we can't put our differences to side for the positive and in the production of this company, us going this country, man, we are lost. We're really, really fucking lost, man. Like, and that's that's the thing I really want to get out there to the folks out there, is just that same rhetoric. It's just, as they say, divided we conquer, united we stand, man. Like, that's just the facts, man. Like, this country, unfortunately, and that's why we're going through much shit here internally, politically, is we love to fight. We love to be divided. We love to argue. We love to debate. We don't love to do things that progresses us as a nation. Like that person said, like, me personally, I'm surprised too that the media is even willing to show Trump in a decent light, because places like MSNBC and CNN and all these liberal political sites, man, they love to put out negative propaganda against Trump. Like, I don't know what the axe to grind they have against this man, or what's the political motivation to want to just destroy your president and like put out bad stories and a bad image of the President Trump to the nation. That makes no sense to me, or to the world. To me, that makes no sense. We got to lead with truth. We got to lead with honesty. We got to lead with being unified as a nation. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents on that one, man. Something I noticed over time is that Trump could do something that works. Trump could do something that works for the whole nation, that progresses the whole nation, that's something positive for the world, which is similar to this as far as getting people to fight, stop bombing and killing each other in the Middle East. That's a human rights situation that he was able to get straightened out. Like, that's a beautiful thing. And people will be numb on that. They will not say a thing. Like, they won't get out here and put all this same political support online that they do when they detract and be negative and hateful. So that's the shit that's weird to me. Like, it's like you just have a axe to grind against Trump. It doesn't matter if he does things that help us as a nation, other countries, foreign policies. Y'all will never be satisfied. And that's what a lot of us already feel about a lot of liberals. They just perpetuate a victimhood mentality. It's like, if they don't have something that they can complain about or try to convict someone of being a victim, you know what I'm saying? Like, have them continuously be perpetuated as a victim. It's like they don't have no steam in their boat no more. And we got to say, like, how does that help us as a nation? You got to have peace. You got to have a point to where we're cool as a nation. You got to have a point to where we can be together on something, where we can unify and be happy that things transpire together positively.
Mr. Speaker, esteemed members of the Knesset, and cherished citizens of Israel, we gather on a day of profound joy, of soaring hope, of renewed faith, and above all, a day to give our deepest thanks to the Almighty God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. After 2 harrowing years in darkness and captivity, 20 courageous hostages are returning to the glorious embrace of their families, and it is glorious. 28 more precious loved ones are coming home at last to rest in this sacred soil for all of time. And after so many years of unceasing war and endless danger, today the skies are calm, the guns are silent, the sirens are still, and the sun rises on a holy land that is finally at peace, a land and a region that will live, God willing, in peace for all eternity. This is not only the end of a war, this is the end of the age of terror and death and the beginning of the age of faith and hope and of God. It's the start of a grand concord and lasting harmony for Israel and all the nations of what will soon be a truly magnificent region. I believe that so strongly. This is the historic dawn of a new Middle East. I want to express my gratitude to a man of exceptional courage and patriotism whose partnership did so much to make this momentous day possible. You know who I'm talking about. There's only one, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Bibi, please stand up. And he is not easy, I want to tell you. He's not the easiest guy to deal with, but that's what makes him great. That's what makes him great. Thank you very much, baby.
The same people that take a dump on Trump daily, I'm talking about all the liberals, man, all the liberal think tanks, all the political pundits out there that literally take shots at Trump every day. They never give him any type of credit for any type of positive contribution that he does to this nation or globally. Where are they at today? That's all I want to hear. That's all I want to know. Where are they at? Will they put some respect on 45/47? And what can we live in a politically honest country going forward? And what is our motivation daily? Is our motivation to bicker and argue and to be right, or is it to progress this country politically, economically, culturally, in all ways, forms, and fashions? So, yeah, man, that's my 2 cents on this whole situation. I think politically we got to uncharge ourselves. We got to unplug a little bit. We got to take a breath, take a breather, as that said. Guy said, go touch some grass. Get to a point where politics is not running your whole day in life. And let's take a breather, man. Let's understand that we are a nation united. Let's fight together, man. Because I'm telling you, all the intellectual dishonesty is only going to lead us into ruin in America, man. You know what I'm saying? We can't fight for all this peace outside of this country. We don't have none here. So that's just the realest is the real. We got to have some type of coordination, and we got to end this civil unrest that's going on politically and all this violence going on in America. We got to end it. We got to end it, man. So give this man some credit for doing something out here, man, because the gas prices have went down. He's out here ending 500-year wars in Israel, Hamas, all the situation. Man, put some respect on this man's name. That's all I say. You know what I'm saying? He's only human. He's not perfect. Nobody is. Nobody on this world is perfect. All us humans are down here just trying to do the best we can in a lot of ways, forms, and fashions, man. Fighting against the devil daily. Spiritual warfare going out here, good versus evil. So, man, just, finding that traction and that unity in my opinion, is the best thing we can do in America, man. The best thing. We got to stop the infighting. We got to stop the political violence. We got to stop allowing these political platforms, CNN, MSNBC. We got to stop them from putting out all this hateful propaganda and all this divisive rhetoric they spewing out here and putting it to these young minds of America, because that's only leading to more destruction. It's only leading to more political violence, divisiveness, the whole 9 yards. So I just wish people would be intellectually honest and give people the credit due. If Biden did something that was of this repute or of this level, we would honestly give him the credit for it. But it's the left, for some reason, they have a bug stuck up their ass, and for the lack of better words, have a bug stuck up their ass for the conservatives, and they don't really respect us due to identity politics, and then they don't want to show no love when there's positive going on in this nation. So that's one of my biggest things I want to push out there, man, is be intellectually honest. Let's be honest about situations that's occurring in America. Let's stop the lies. Let's stop the racial divisiveness. Let's stop the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Let's end the war in America. You know what I'm saying? It's literally a war in America every day. Murders, homicides, violent crime, drugs, just the whole gambit of, degeneracy going on and debauchery going on in America, that it needs the attention too. It needs the same sort of attention that, it's not to this level of a holy war, but it needs the same attention. We need some peace here in America. So just the political divisiveness, I feel like it's one of the biggest things and the biggest pitfalls that we face today in America. And there's no, propaganda is a huge tool that stirs the fire and stokes the fire up and pours gasoline on it. You know what I'm saying? So we get it. We get it. But when it's positive things, let's be honest and give these folks the credit that due. That's all I say. If the gas price is going down, let's not lie and be intellectually dishonest and try to persuade your audience, which is majority liberals, and try to get and lie to them and get them excited. And you know what I'm saying? Like, let's be honest. Like, if Trump is doing things that's positive for this nation, be honest about it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Like, if he's doing something that's negative, be honest about that too. But let's not. It just looks politically. It looks politically dishonest, intellectually dishonest, and it's a bad mark as a people when you are biased like that. When you're biased like that, you know what I'm saying? You spew hateful lies and propaganda and rhetoric. It's like that's counterproductive for us as a nation. So we gotta be honest about that.
Great job.
Because where was Biden and doing all these years? Where was Biden doing all this situation? All this was still stirred up and going on during that time. In fact, Trump inherited the situation. So my question is, where was Biden? Why was he not doing this same thing that Trump got done in less than a year? He got this thing signed, sealed, and delivered in less than a year. In less than a year, Trump was able to end this holy war. Just think about that. Just think about that, man. This man has been in office, hasn't even been in office for a whole year yet, and he's already ended this Palestinian Hamas situation, man. Israel, all this stuff. He's boom. So it's like I get it, I get it, because nobody wants to give this man credit for nothing. He's been related or attached to Epstein, and people they say about the files, Epstein, all the situation, that everything that's been transpiring racially in America, the sending the troops, sending the National Guard, just the constant propaganda being spewed from the left. So we get it. We get why it's a portion of this country that hates Trump. But if he does something positive, can we at least give him a pat on the back? Can we at least put out some posts and some memes that are positive about the situation? Why do everything have to be backhanded compliments and all this type of situation that comes from the left? Why do we have to live in a politically dishonest country, with full of propaganda and hate and divisiveness? And that's my only question to this country and to the people of this country, man. Let's stop. Let's end this shit, man. Because it takes us, man. It takes us as a nation to, educate ourselves, understand the actual situation and the facts going on in these situations, and use our discernment to understand what's going on. Stop listening to CNN, MSNBC all day. Stop having that running on all day. You know what I'm saying? That's doing nothing but brainwashing a lot of folks, in my opinion. So we got to end that.
Let me also convey my tremendous appreciation for all of the nations of the Arab and Muslim world that came together to.
Yes, so we about to get up out of here, man. TNP, man, it's been a good live stream, but I just want to put that out there, man, and just, what I'm saying, put some respect on that man. Put some respect on the orange man, little hands, 47-45, man. Put some respect on that man, dog. You know what I'm saying? Because he's actually out here doing things for this nation. He's actually out here doing things domestically as well as globally. Foreign policies, getting things rocked and rolled, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we finally have a political leader. We finally have a political leader who is respected globally. Like, that's a beautiful thing. We finally have a political leader who has some type of respect globally, man. The other leaders respect him. So, what I'm saying, know he's not playing, honor him. And, I'm not going to say fearful, but they respect him, as I said. They respect his word. It's not a old, ancient, weirdo liberal man, you know what I'm saying, that's out here trying to, line his own pockets up. So yeah, man, we holler at you, man. I appreciate y'all tapping in with TNP, man. We got to have some more fire-ish coming, man. But thank you. Hit that like